Right, hi guys, welcome back to 10 Minute Maths. So this week we're going to continue with measure, but we're going to focus on weighing. And this is really important because it supports the early learning goal where we're using everyday language to talk about weight, to compare quantities and objects to solve problems. Right, so here are some of the words that we're going to be using during this episode. We're going to use the words heavy, heavier and heaviest. We're going to use light, lighter and lightest, and we're also going to use balanced. Right, so to join in today, you're going to need up to 10 different objects from around the home, which could be teddies, shoes, a spoon, it could be absolutely anything. You'll also need lots and lots of objects like stones or rocks, because that's what you're going to use to measure how heavy things are during our greater depth challenge. And also you're going to need some weighing scales. And if you haven't got any at home, don't worry, because if you go into mummy or daddy's wardrobe, you could get out a hanger. Ask them though. And then if you put a bucket or something on either side, you can put all of your objects in that, and that's what you can use to do your weighing. Right, so we've got 3 boxes here. So how could you compare the boxes? Are they all the same? Yeah, do you know, they do look the same, but they're different sizes. So which one is the largest? Is it number 1, number 2, or number 3? Yeah, number 2. Excellent, well done. So which one is the smallest? Number 1. Excellent. If I was going to compare number 1 and number 3, which one is now the largest? Yeah, number 3, isn't it? And if I was going to compare number 2 and number 3, which one is the smallest? Number 3. Excellent. Right, I've got a seesaw here, and when you look at it, if there's no one on it, it's balanced because it's equal. But what's going to happen if one person sits on the seesaw? Yeah, it goes down, doesn't it? So what would happen if an adult got on the blue side and a child got on the red side? Yeah, the blue side would go down, wouldn't it? And the child side would go up. But why is that? Yeah, it's because we're heavier and you're lighter. Excellent. So I've got 2 cakes here. I've got a big cake and I've got a cupcake. So which one do you think is going to be heavier? The big cake or the cupcake? So why do you think that? Right, so how could we check? What could we use? Yeah, we could use some scales. So these are some special scales here. And you know, they're a bit like the seesaw. So let's see which one is heavier. First, I'm going to put the cupcake. Oh, it's gone down. That must be heavy. So then let's put in the big cake. Let's see what happens. Are you ready? Let's put it in. Okay, right. So which one is heavier? Excellent. It's the big cake. That's the heaviest. So if that's the heaviest, the cupcake must be the lightest. Excellent. So remember, when it's the heaviest, it goes down and the lightest goes up. Excellent. Would it be the same if we swapped them over? So if I put the big cake on the left and the cupcake on the right, is it going to be the same? Let's try it out. So here we go. Let's put the cupcake. Oh, it's gone down again. So let's see what the big cake does. Are you ready? So, is it the same? Yeah, the big cake is still the heaviest and the cupcake is still the lightest. Excellent. Right, let's have a go at some more weighing, but we're going to do some estimating first. That means we're going to be doing some guessing. So, which one do you think is going to be heavier? The toy dinosaur or the toy shark? Okay. Why do you think that one's going to be the heaviest? Right, okay, let's try it out then. So, let's put the dinosaur in. Oh, it's gone down. And then let's put the shark in. Right, so what's happened? You tell me. Which is the heaviest and which is the lightest? Excellent. So, the dinosaur is the heaviest and the shark is the lightest. Excellent. Well done. Right, so now I've got a tennis ball and a balloon. So, which one is going to be the heaviest and which one's going to be the lightest? What do you think? Right, okay, so let's try them out. Are you ready? So let's put the balloon in first, see what happens. Right, so it's gone down, okay. And then let's put the tennis ball in next. Here we go. Right, so what's happened? Yeah, the tennis ball is the heaviest and the balloon is the lightest. So do you know, that just shows us, even though the balloon was bigger, it was much larger, it doesn't mean that it's always going to be heavier than the smaller object. So you've just got to remember that when you're testing out all of your different objects. Right, let's move on to your challenge. So here is your challenge for this week. Choose up to 10 objects and compare them by weighing them on the scales. So they could be your homemade scales or they could be the ones you've already got. Then estimate which you think will be the heaviest and which will be the lightest, and then test them out. All right, have a good go at that one. And then once you've done that, here's your greater depth challenge. Right, you ready? You've got to place an object on the scales. So put them on one side. Then, using those other objects that we said at the beginning, like stones or blocks, whatever you've got, you're going to put those in the other side to see how heavy it is. And you've got to find out which is the heaviest and which is the lightest. And I'm going to give you a little example just to show you what to do. So, I'm going to use the toy dinosaur again. So let's put that in this side. Right, and then I'm going to use my stones. So I've got some stones here which are all the same size. I'm going to place them into the other side of the scale until it is balanced. So that's when they're both the same again. So let's put one in. Oh, it hasn't moved. Let's put 2 stones in. Right, oh, it's moved a little bit. Now let's put 3 stones. Right, is it balanced? Are they the same? Yeah, it's balanced, isn't it? So that means that the dinosaur weighs 3 stones. Excellent. So once you've done that, then you can test out one of your other objects and see how heavy it is using your objects. Right, so there you go guys, there's both of your challenges for this week. Don't forget to use all those special words, those heavier, lighter and balanced, and just have a good go. Alright, so that's all we've got time for guys, but as always, thanks for watching. Make sure you comment, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye guys.